What is up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Facebook Ads Whiteboard. Today I'm going to be talking about 3 metrics that you should be watching that very few people talk about or watch in their Facebook ads campaigns. So the first one is frequency. So frequency is the amount of times people are seeing your ad. So if your reach is 2,000 and your impressions are 4,000, your frequency would be 2 because each of those 2,000 people that you've reached are seeing it twice for 4,000 impressions. So your frequency is just how many times each individual unique person sees the ad on average. If you have a frequency of, if you have a reach of 2,000 and if you have a frequency of 1.5, then each of those 2,000 people would have seen an average of 1.5 times, and your impressions would be 3,000. So it's really important because if someone sees your ad 14 times and they haven't clicked on it, guess what? They probably aren't going to click on it the 15th time. And so when your frequency goes up, your costs go up because Facebook wants to provide the best value, the best ads, interesting ads that people actually want to see and click on. So they don't want to put trash content that people aren't going to click on. So the costs go way higher when your frequency goes higher because that tells Facebook that people aren't clicking. So what you want to do is keep it below 2. Now that's just a general rule of thumb. You can go higher, you can go lower, but generally once you get above 2, Facebook is going to start charging you a lot more for the ad, and your costs are going to go up. So what I do when the frequency gets near 2 is I just switch up the creative. So if I still want to target the same audience I'm targeting, if I want to keep the ad set the same, targeting the same device, targeting all that the same, then I'll switch up the creative. And so what I'll do is I'll use a different image, I'll use a different headline. Anything to switch up what people are seeing, that'll reset the frequency, and that'll get people looking at fresh content, and hopefully you'll do that. You'll keep doing that if you're running the same ad set, either continuing to reach new people, or for reaching the same people, you want to switch up the creative. All right, number 2. Average watch time. If you're running a video campaign, most people just look at the amount of video views, the amount of people who've watched the video. And that's a huge mistake because Facebook counts anything after 3 seconds as a view, whether or not they have the sound on, whether or not they've watched 4 seconds or 20 minutes. Facebook counts a view as long as it's at least 3 seconds. So you want to go into your video analytics. You want to go into reports in your Power Editor. You want to see the average watch time. You want to see the statistics. It'll tell you how many 3-second views the video has, but it'll also tell you how many 10-second views the video has. How many people have watched to 25%, 50%, 75%, 95%, and 100%. So you'll see all those, and you can really see the drop-off rate. It'll also tell you the average watch time for people. So maybe that's a minute and 30 seconds. Maybe that's 20 seconds. So it'll tell you all that. And that's really important to look at because if you know the average watch time is like 5 seconds on a minute video, people probably aren't watching more than 3 seconds, and you probably want to change something up. You can also kind of see with this, if there are a ton of people watching to 50%, but not many watching to 75%, maybe something in that video, something in that area between 50 and 75% is losing their interest, and you can change that up. So the second thing you should be looking at is average watch time. So this is for ads that you're running that are directing people to your site. You want to go into Google Analytics. You want to go in and look at the bounce rate and the time on site for the specific ads you're running. Now, you can do this because of the UTM trackers you're using, which I teach you how to do in this video. But either way, you want to go in and you want to see what your bounce rate is and what your time on site is. Are 97% of people bouncing, or are 80% of people bouncing? 70 to 80% is good compared to, I've run ads where I've gotten 70, 75, I've run ads where I've gotten 97. And a lot of times it'll give me really good insights as to which ads, which ad sets, which audiences are performing the best and which are just bouncing. So you really want to look at that data. That saved me a lot of money and helped me target a lot better, is by looking at the bounce rate and the time on site for different ads that I'm running. All right, that's it for this edition of Facebook Ads Whiteboard. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some value. As always, if you have any questions, just ask them below. I'll be happy to answer them.